Barrera, and Nancy Traleuntalongo. Please rise to the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. I will graduate from high school equipped to excel in the college and career of my choice, dominate 21st century skills in leadership, knowledge, language, and technology to compete in a global economy and serve as a successful citizen in my community. Now, please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Students, remember that the countdown to spring break is well underway. This, of course, means that benchmarks will be going on. Please remember that these are extremely important, and you need to take them seriously. After spring break, you will be weeks away from your reading STAR test. You need to make sure that you keep working hard.
Althea will be remembered as the trailblazer who faced incredible discrimination but still triumphed and became the first black tennis player to win a Grand Slam championship.
Born in Silver City, South Carolina on August 25, 1927, young Althea Gibson had a habit of skipping school. To stay out of trouble, she turned to sports.
Althea Gibson and her family literally had to wait until the courts were closed at night to learn the game. In fact, Althea Gibson used to joke that that's what made her develop some of the shots that she did, because she had to kind of know where the lines were. She couldn't count on her eyes telling her.
By 15, Gibson had won her first American Tennis Association National Junior Championship.
Well, one of the important things that people have to remember is tennis at that time, when Althea was growing up, was very, very segregated. Black players weren't allowed to play in white tournaments, so an organization called the American Tennis Association was founded in 1916.
Althea won the ATA Women's Singles Championship 10 years in a row, which is incredible. No one had done that before. No one has come close to doing it since.
In 1950, Gibson was championed by tennis pro Alice Marble and became the first African American to enter a U.S. national competition.
When tennis finally, quote, let Althea come and join the ranks of the USLTA, of the white tennis world, still, Althea couldn't come in the front door. She couldn't go in the locker room. She couldn't dine in the dining room. She had to come in the back door, go to the court, kick some butt, and exit out the back door.
In 1956, Gibson made an international impact on the tennis world.
She won the singles on the red clay in Paris, and she teamed with Angela Buxton to win the doubles. No African American had won any major tennis title before.
In 1957 and 1958, Gibson was the #1 women's tennis player in the world and won the Wimbledon and the U.S. Nationals singles title both years. She later retired in 1958.
In the era when Althea played, there wasn't prize money like there is today. Everyone was an amateur. If you got any money, it was under the table, and generally it was to pay your expenses. At the end of your tennis playing days, you go back to the real world. At the end of the day, Althea was a black girl. What was she going to do?
After retiring, Gibson earned a living by playing exhibition tennis matches before Harlem Globetrotter games, wrote an autobiography entitled I Always Wanted to Be Somebody, and even became the first African American on the women's pro golf circuit.
How many people can go from being one of the best tennis players in the world to one of the almost best golfers?
After being inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame in 1971 and serving as New Jersey Commissioner of Athletics for 10 years, Gibson struggled financially.
Once Bud Collins started writing that the great Althea Gibson is struggling financially and has some health problems and medical expenses, the tennis community really rallied and raised a lot of money for her.
Althea Gibson died of respiratory failure on September 28, 2003.
Althea was, without a doubt, one of the most significant athletes in the history of not just U.S. sports, but global sports. I don't think we will see an athlete who was able to break as many barriers as Althea was during a time when she was not welcome to do that.
Brandon could be $20,000 richer thanks to a book he purchased for less than 45 cents. Found in a dusty bin on the floor of a used bookstore, an ultra-rare copy of the first ever Harry Potter book was purchased back in 1997. It had a plain white and yellow cover and goes by the original name, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It's such an early version of the book that even the author's name is wrong. It was one of the only 200 that were printed and went into action yesterday. What an amazing discovery. In the words of Beyonce, I don't like to gamble, but if there's one thing I'm willing to bet on, it's myself. You need to be so confident in your abilities that you are your own cheerleader. Not everyone will be on your side and root for you, but some people might even root for you to fail. But as long as you believe in yourself, that's all that matters. This is Gabi Montalongo and Kylie Barrera signing off. Have a great day.